it's Guido coming at you with a tactics talk. Do you struggle at World of Tanks? Are you below 50% win rate? Have you been playing for a long time and maybe not winning as much as you'd like to? Do you know how you win at World of Tanks? Two ways. Either you cap out the other team or you reduce all their hit points to 0. Sometimes you can do both. Which means that sometimes you actually do have to cap. Making that decision, either well or poorly, can be an indication of your WoT IQ. We're going to talk about your WoT IQ. That doesn't have anything to do with how smart you are. I am sure there are some brilliant people who are horrible at this game, who might just be misunderstanding how easy it really is. Conceptually, it's very simple. Cap or remove all the enemy hit points. But the part with the cap requires that you set the conditions, and sometimes capping is your best choice. I don't like to cap. I'd rather reduce all the hit points because that's the tank game part of it, where you shoot the other guys and you get more experience and damage and all that good stuff out of it. But sometimes you are, I would say, forced to understand, but maybe that's not a good way to say it, because people apparently are not forced to understand. But sometimes your best way to win, or your only way to win, is to cap. I just got hit by the Panzer 4H shooting HE, and this ARMT dude shows up. I'm going to try to track him. There's WoT IQ, track in damage. Oh, he hits me again. Unfortunately, somebody didn't have quite enough oomph to kill him, and I eat another shot, so he takes 326 out of me. I'm glad the arty wasn't paying attention to me. So I want to pause right here. We're going to talk about SA, WoT IQ, the things that help you win this game. The BS number everyone pulls out of their rear end is 30% you're going to win, 30% you're going to lose almost no matter what you do, and the 40% in between are the ones you actually have some kind of influence on. Honestly, that sounds about right, because everybody lives in the 45 to 65% win range, and it's tighter than that for the majority of people. There are outliers down to 45, up to 65. There's very few outliers higher and lower, but we all live kind of in the center, somewhere around 50%, honestly. Somewhere around 50%. If you're not winning more than 50% and you're not still new at the game, then you're probably doing some things wrong. Your WoT IQ might not be as high as it could be. And the big part of WoT IQ is assessing how the battle's flowing. It's one thing to know where to go. It's one thing to know how to side scrape, how to circle, how to defend against circling, all the little mechanical pieces that you can be good at. All the WASD, all of the fingers, all that good stuff. Manipulating the game. That's important stuff. Then there's the positioning, the initial positioning, the maps. The match starts, you go here, you know the secret place, you know how to push this bush down, you know where to influence a flank, all that good stuff. But the biggest piece on winning more, that 40%, the percent you have an influence on, is past all of that into the realm of assessing what's going on. And the earlier you assess what's going on in the game, the better your plan's going to be. Take a look at the mini-map over here. What's going on? What do you see? What do you know about this map? This position where I am right now, what do you know about this position and what usually happens here? And what isn't happening here this time? Which is important. There's only 3 tanks dead. I came to the heavy brawl to try to help them. We didn't get a whole lot of help. I knew, and I didn't talk about it, but I knew we were light. All right, so to some extent, I'm hanging it out just a little bit. If the AT-15 shows up, the Panther and the Tiger, etc., I'm in trouble. But if I look over on the other side, what am I missing? Only the AT-15, a Cromwell, a Nashorn. It looks like their major push is over in the peninsula. That is relatively unusual on this map, especially these days. There's usually a good battle right here. The peninsula can be a side show, but that's part of WoT IQ. That's not what we have today. It's not what we have. I'm already noticing that we've got a situation over on the peninsula. Now, I don't think it's time yet to bail here. Let's see if there's anybody else hanging out here. I'm kind of curious if the AT-15 is here, and he's slow enough. If he shows up, I'm out. Unless I get a lot of help from these guys, and we really have them outnumbered. But here they come. Great. I've already lost a pretty good amount of hit points based on an over-aggressive ARMT, which was unusual enough in and of itself to surprise me. And that's the thing. Sometimes the other team does surprising shit that you did not expect, and then you've got to react to it. So we got a Nashorn. I get lit by him or somebody else around. He's just sitting there. I'm going to try to put a shot on him. Not enough. I'm like, please, Nashorn, don't hit me, and he doesn't. Okay, boom. Next checkpoint. So that was an engagement. I was busy. I can't tell you I was looking at the mini-map during that. I wasn't. I was trying to get rid of the Nashorn. But this is the cross-check piece. As soon as I come up for some air, I look around and go, all right, what's going on next? Oh, that's not good. That's bad. We just got rolled up on the peninsula. Choose your own adventure. What am I going to say? You know exactly what I'm going to say right here. You know exactly what I'm going to say. But what's my first problem, actually? My first problem is the Panther. I need to be careful with him. We've also got a light tank pushed into the backfield. Hopefully they deal with him. It's not time to push the cap. To be fair, our Comet player, who's our top tier medium, has a really good game and does a lot of damage, but we'll get back to him. A20 gets killed by the LAF. That's pretty funny. Now I'm headed back this way, and I'd really like to catch this Panther route. Last seen in the middle. So I'm thinking, with the number of tanks they have in the peninsula, one Panther lit here, and we're only missing artillery and a Cromwell, that this is a decent risk to take to come on in here to the middle and maybe find this Panther in this pit, and hopefully I can entice the Comet and whatnot to come help me. But oops, there he is. He actually pushed in towards the cap. We got a serious problem at the cap. It is now 6-5. WoT IQ. I've got to head back here and help the cap. Ideally, all of those guys would have come with me and we'd have more of a chance, but the enemy team outweighs us by quite a bit right now. We're down 2,817 hit points. We have entered into the regime of stealing a win on the cap, especially with the three who continued to push to the north. If we look at how many guys have been lit recently and where they are, we are only missing a Cromwell B. So if they can get in there and kill whatever's at cap and jump on cap, we stand a chance. I want you to watch how this develops. WoT IQ, guys. Everyone on the map should be trying to do this. I see the 60 GFT getting a little bit over aggressive. I kind of wish he'd have been a little more careful. Panther takes some hits. Panther gets away, which is a bummer. I can't quite get the tank up and over to shoot that guy. So now they know I've come back. Unfortunately, they know this. I don't really know what these guys are doing back there in the north. I really wish they'd have pushed hard onto the cap or near the cap or back in to kill off the artillery, because the enemy team still has 2 artillery. I don't know why. And these guys are screwing around. I'm worried about the 3002 and some friends pushing. Look at it. The enemy team did the same thing. This is actually to our benefit. WoT IQ, assess what's going on. Look how many lights now are down here at our cap. You have to look at this and go, we are 2,000 hit points down. They still have much heavier tanks. The AT, the TOG, the 131. But the AT, the TOG, and the 131 are relatively slow. The 131 is decently fast, but he's all the way in the south, guys. TOG's out of it. He's not going to reset. No way. 3002 maybe could get back. Cromwell B, wherever he is, definitely could get back. Maybe the Panzer IVS if he's pushing back towards cap. Let's see how this plays out. And I'm really hoping that they're going to cap at this point. I'm going to come around here and see if I can't get some sneaky shots on guys. There's the 3002. See if we can shoot him. There we go. That worked. We'll back out of this thing. Hanging it out once again. Something sees me here. I'm in trouble. Try to kill this dude if we can. There we go. We got him dead. Back. Oh, found the Panzer IVS, so he didn't go back. And there's the Cromwell B. So they're definitely in range. I was really hoping that would hit. I'm just going to try to get up in here where he can't shoot me if I can. Okay. Their LEF got away. Amazing. Good on him. There's 3 guys. We got 1 guy in cap. I can see the Comet doing the screen thing. Got it. ARMT. If the ARMT and the M4, A3, E2 get on cap, this game is over. This is a W. We're stealing one right here. This is WoT IQ 101. Most of their team is in the south. In fact, we're not missing anybody other than the LEF. And I'm not worried about the LEF. If the Comet hangs out right there, the LEF isn't going to see anyone cap. He might get lucky at some point, but it has very little splash. RMT and M4A3 on cap. This game is over. We come away with the W. And I fully expected that to happen. If the Comet, RMT, and M4 got on cap together, it's over. I mean, the Cromwell's not even really reacting. I type in cap because, my goodness, I can't believe the Comet has pushed across. He's got a big game going on, but we're just in trouble here, guys. We're not going to be able to do this. He finds the LEF, who somehow... Oh, no, he didn't see him. All right. I missed that shot. I'm just in trouble now, fellas. I'm doing my best to maybe reset if this AT-15A gets on cap. I'm worried about guys pushing across there. This is giving them time to reform and get back. I'm going to back up right into the Tiger, who gets a shot on me, and it's over, guys. We completely porked away. They put 3 on cap, which is probably a good idea, actually. And I'm just pushing forward here. I've got 1,100 damage, 1,400 assist. I'm hoping the 131 can't get around behind me. I take a hit, I take another hit, I get 1 shot, and then I'm going to eat a shot and die here. I actually bounced one, but didn't matter. 10 seconds till they win. We have the guy sitting on cap. 18 seconds left, and on it, if the RMT had just got on cap, WoT IQ. I don't know why they did it. Those 3 players are not very good. If you're new and not very good, I'll give you a pass. If you've done this tens of thousands of times and you haven't increased your World of Tanks, your WoT IQ, to take into account these kinds of situations, it's really pretty easy, in my opinion anyway. But gathering SA, looking at the minimap. People say, look at the minimap. What does that mean? Well, this is what it means. You can look at it, and if you don't assess it correctly, it's not going to help you a whole bunch. But I saw this coming a while back, and I'm sure you did too. All the way back when I was up at C1, I saw what was going on. I knew what the possibilities were. The Purples could have turned all the way around and went back to cap. That would have been their best plan. They didn't. They sent a couple, but it didn't really matter because we just porked it away. So they were able to continue, push on to the cap, get the 3 guys on there, win this thing, and our guys were stupid enough to keep on pushing. And I don't know, maybe they had a mission. One of them was quite new, actually, and the other 2, I think, had a lot of battles under their belts, but one of them was very low, 40%, as I recall. But this is why that person is there, because they're not assessing what's going on in the game. And it could be they just don't care. They like to W and shoot things. Win or loss doesn't matter to them. Everyone's got their own opinions. But for those of us who are interested in potentially learning and getting better, this is what it looks like here to a situation where a high WoT IQ, looking at this going, we're going to have to steal this via a cap. Even though, in my opinion, that's not the best way to win the map or win the match. That's what had to happen here. That was really the only way it was going to happen, unless the Comet did something heroic, but he got stuffed by the Cromwell and the rest of them and wasn't able to get in here anyway. And by the time he got here, look at the Tog still had 1,560 hit points. And we were never going to chew through that guy, probably. It was just too many hit points. And then the AT-15A, I mean, holy cow. We were on our back foot from the very beginning with the AT-15A and the Tog 2. All those hit points and armor, hit points on the Tog and armor on the AT-15A. So the slow guys went together. They took their more or less fastest route along the peninsula. They'd shoot everything up there, got on cap, and ended up winning. And we could see that happening. At least one of us could. A couple of us, I think a couple of guys went back. And it's very obvious. It is really a pretty easy game. Pretty easy game. All right, there you go. Let me know what you think. That's all I've got. I know to a large extent I'm pissing in the wind on this one. I've been doing this for a long time. This is one of my standard refrains about paying attention to what's going on and understanding when and when not to cap, all that good stuff. But on the off chance it helps somebody, one of you guys that are new out there, at least to see examples of what that is, because as I said, it's always easy to say, look at the minimap, but what does that mean? What am I looking for in the minimap? Well, this is a great example of what you're looking for. That is all I've got. Have a great one. See ya. How's this work? I don't know.